Wishing in Explorer. So, for those of you who remember, I was extremely high on this card, the Raven's Warning. It was a saga from Kaldheim that not Selesnya, or that had 3 chapters. 1, create a blue bird and you gain 2 life. 2, if a flying creature deals combat damage this turn, you draw a card and look at your opponent's hand. 3, put a card you own from outside the game on top of the library. Your library. So, I love Wish cards. Many of my favourite modern versions of Niv Mizzet have run Glittering Wish, because I think Glittering Wish is an insanely fun magic card. I love tutoring out a silver bullet to swing my match in my favour. Problem is with this, obviously, it's not a Glittering Wish, because it's a turn slower, obviously, with casting. Then you have to wait 2 free turns to get the card, unless you do shenanigans. But I figured out a way to make this kind of work. So, let's go over this full deck here. This is a Yorion Companion, running 35 lands with 8 fetchable lands. I'll show you why in a minute. 10 basics and a collection of other things. I need to tweak this, add a few other cards as we go forward. But I just ranked from gold to platinum using this deck, and I'm going to show you how it works. 4 copies of Niv Reborn. We don't need to talk about Niv. Wooburg, 6/6 flyer, enters, flip the top 10, add 1 of each guild to your hand. 2 Supreme Verdicts for our board wipe. Edgar, Charmed Groom, in love with this card. I'm just so happy with this card right now. There's been so many matches where just having Edgar out has been changing, because obviously he's hard to permanently remove unless you have exile effects. But even if you don't, even if you have the way to kill the coffin, you have to use 2 removal spells, so it's really solid. We're running a full play set of Widespread Thievery, Hideaway 5, cast a multiple spell, make a treasure token, pay Wooburg, we get its cost revealed. We can cast a Hideaway card. 4 copies of Raven's Warning. We're running the Wandering Mind here. Now, we're not running the Saheeli that we've been running in the main board. Spoiler alert. We'll go through the rest in a minute. Wandering Mind is a 2/1 flyer for 1 and is it. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library, reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put them in your hand. Keywording here. This can grab us an enchantment. As you see, we're running a few of them. Or an instant of sorcery. And we are more than happy to flip into any of those. We're running 2 Renegade Rallies as our Selesnya card. With Widespread Thievery, we make so many treasures. Triggering Revolt is super easy. And rebuying our fetchable lands, for example, just on turn 4, going crack a Fable Passage, play Renegade Rally, get a Fable Passage back. It's incidental wrap, but it's also pretty good. Now our 2 drops are running our Path to the World Tree. Great in the Yorion deck because they can be blinged, pick up more bases out of our deck, and they also have the added bonus of if they stay on the field till late game, we can pump 7 into it, gain 2 life, make a 2/2 and draw 2 cards. Pretty decent. For removal, we're running Despark, Vanishing Verse, Drown in the Loch, Tyrant Scorn, Angrath's Rampage, Assassin's Trophy. We're running Cindervines as a catch-all for the Artifact Enchantment decks, the Reanimated Rat combo, and also for control and incidentally to deal with the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which is every goddamn where right now, and probably should even be in this deck, which I outright refuse to put it in. Free Rip Apart, as you can see here, we've also added Rip Apart as a way to deal with Enchantment, Artifact, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and Planeswalkers or creatures. And Full Growth Spiral. So, how does this deck want to run? We want to play... So here's what we're looking at. Obviously, we have the reload with the Niv Mizzet, and the digging with the Widespread Thievery and Wandering Mind. We want to spend our removal to then reload Niv and keep the advantage up and get a tempo ahead. The way we abuse this with the Raven's Warning is we look at this, we cast this, we spend our hand, we keep the board clear, And when we come to tutor, we look at the situation on the board. We look at how many lands we've got and the colours we've got, and we look at the situation of our opponent. So, let's bring out our sideboard here. We have everything in the top half of the best of one is what we would ideally tutor. As with the learn decks, I learned to cut down on the lessons because, we were never going to get all of them. And the bottom cards here, oops, this one should be higher up. Bottom cards here are things that we'll sideboard in regular matchups. So, what we want is to look at the situation and go, okay, we're going to have, the board is clear, we need to go on the offensive. So, I play Skeleton Summoning just for fun. This is just good, grindy matchup. So say, we drop the Raven's Warning on 3, we're up to 5 mana, we'll play this, we'll drop this, and just gain advantage from making skeletons every turn. Incidentally, we can also go for the Outlaw's Merriment. The mana restriction is a bit tougher on this one, but it's still very good. One thing we can also do if our opponent still has a ton of cards in hand is we can go for the Captive Audience. This is, as you can see, backbreaking, but it's 7 mana, so on curve we wouldn't probably get this. This would be a late game to grab off the Raven. If we have, incidentally, a ton of treasures from casting Widespread Thieveries, we could grab the Stimulus package. As you can see, these are a lot of things I've tried to run in the main deck but instantly walked away from. So yes, and then we could also just grab an Edgar if we want some, if they're a really heavy removal deck that probably would have a way to answer enchantments, we can add Edgar. Or if we want, if they may have an answer to our enchantments and we have a ton of mana, we can go for Nico. So Nico's incidentally has great value with the +1 to bounce our ETB creatures like a Wandering Minds or our Nivs. But the real value is in that X. If we are low on cards, our opponent is a heavy removal deck, and we just need to keep pressing the advantage. So, for example, if we have Nivs or Wandering Minds or Yorions already on the field, and we want to play something that'll just give us more incidental advantage, then shards are the way to go here. We also have a Saheeli and a Garruk for situationals that require it. Garruk's more of a sideboard removal card for value. Saheeli is there to... Saheeli is if we've gone on curve and we have a ton of interaction still in our hand, dropping a Saheeli and then having, like, for example, a Tyrant Scorn to kill something or a Veto to counter something and then make a 1-1, as we've seen in the previous versions of the deck. We can trim these down. Aside from that, our sideboard cards are Dovin's Veto for control, Drown in the Loch for graveyardy decks, Clarions for creature-based matchups. So that's how the deck works. We'll try it in action and see how things go from there, but what we want to do is we want Raven's Warning, and we want to look at our situation. We'll take it from there, and let's see how things go. Alright, we got our first match here. Oh, this is greedy, but I'm going to keep it. So, we're going to drop the Triome. I'm not running the music, I'm going to run our own music because I'm not sure if the music bug still happens. I've got sound effects on and they seem to be okay. So we'll just drop. Wait, I do have the sound effects on, right? Maybe I don't then. Right, opponent goes for a turn 1 Fortsies. If they're smart, no, see, they should have took the World Tree. So, oh wait, no, because they are smart, because I forgot I got the wrong Triumph again. This is what happens when I record and start talking at the same time. Crooks, I guess we'll throw away the Cindervines for now, because I can't cast it. We've got to hope for a land here. Boom. Alright, let's get the Widespread Thievery on the field. We'll get a Wandering Mind under that for later. We can next turn go Path of the World Tree and go into yeah. Okay. So we're going to path for the world tree. We're going to grab a red here, I think. Yeah. We're going to drop a red and we'll go for destroy the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We don't want him getting card advantage from it. We get a treasure, always nice. Pass the turn, we're going to take 2 here. Yep. We get the ugly treasure. I know it's a very nice treasure. They're all nice treasures. Okay, so our best way to proceed here. If we play this, we get 5-6 mana. Alright, so we'll play this. We'll force him to sack here. And we'll get the Wandering Mind to get a card. We will. We'll cast our Wandering Mind. He'll give us another treasure and we get to look for another card. I think we're going to grab the Raven's Warning. We should just see removal on this now. He's going to try and fill his graveyard for the Croxer. Yep. That's fine. Graveyard Trespasser. Always a fun card to see, hey? Such a terrible card should not have been printed. Or should have been printed in a ding. Right. Let's get rid of this using Ward. Will discard a card. So now that discard is dead here, we will not add Yorion to hand. We're going to wait. If we can top deck a land or draw a land, we're pretty sorted with this. Okay, he's got 2 mana open. Is he going to kill the bird? He should really. Ooh. Okay. Alright, let's go to combat. Let's get the bird. Draw a card. That's good. Oh, he's got nothing in hand. Alright, let's do this. Let's get serious. We'll get cereal. Let's get to be white. Alright, let's Niv Mizzet Reborn. Come on for a decent hit. Boom. Well, that is perfect. Right. Let's Vanishing Verse the Fable, so you can't discard or get any other cards out of it. Then, oh nope, he scoops the advantage. We didn't get to use the Raven's Warning. Okay. Do we want the Clarions in here? Edgar definitely has to stay. I feel... No, hold on. Drown in the Loch is kind of incidental with the Croxers. Yeah, you know what? We can run it back like this. We'll see how things go from here. Yes, it's our first match in Platinum. Or is it Platinum? Or I can't remember what it is after Gold. It looks Platinum-y. No, I'm not going for... I am not going to go for Mythic. To get Mythic, you have to commit an insane amount of time. And you also have to abort, like, long-standing matchups. Like, if you want Mythic, the best thing you can do for it is go for, like, an aggro quick deck. If you enjoy that style of deck. Alright, we will keep this 7. We're going to get turn 1 Forts East. As expected. That's what he's mulling for. That's alright with us. What does he take? He took the path to the World Tree. That is interesting. Okay, so we will play this and pass. Let's see what he does. Bloodtide Harvester. We'll get white here. Well, we should get green, I guess, because if we need... Do we need green or do we need white? Yeah, we don't have a green card, so we'll just get white. And then we'll play this. We'll take 2 on this. We'll use this to kill this, so he doesn't have anything too scary. Then we'll go for the Raven's Warning here. Lily of the Veil, interesting. We're both going to discard here. We're going to discard the Jeskai land. We already have Jeskai here. He's down to 1 card in hand. Alright, let's... Raven's Warning. See if he goes for a single removal here. We're going to discard Supreme Verdict. Oh, we do have music. Okay, cast Bone Crusher. We'll discard this. We will then Wandering Mind. Get another card. We'll get Rip Apart here. We'll play a land. Right, so where it's going to be an interesting. So I'm guessing he doesn't have. So we'll get rid of this. So he's just going to play the. Okay. Right, what do we put on top here? It's got to be Outlaw's Moment, actually. We have the mana for it. Right, we're going to go to combat. We'll attack Lily to keep her down. Then we will... Do we Rip Apart or do we Raven's Warning here? He can't do anything now. I'm going to Raven's Warning. Make another bird. Plays his land. Makes us discard, that's okay. He goes on the attack. We won't block. So, here's the fun part now. We get to play the Outlaw's Merriment. We then get to go to combat. We'll put... Do we go at Lily or do we go... Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll go 1 here to draw a card and 1 here because we want to try and draw a land. Putting Lily down to 3, we draw a card. We do not draw a land, which is a shame. But we are pretty ahead now. Alright, he's looking for an answer here. Plays a land. We discard our Niv. Is he going to attack? He does. Okay, so he's probably losing the Lily here. Yeah, he's definitely losing the Lily because this is what? 4 to activate? Yeah, 3-1 with haste. Oh, we top decked an Edgar. Mwah. Right. What do we put on top of this deck? You know what? We're going to put the second Edgar for fun. We're going to do the Edgar trick. Okay. We are going to go 3 and 1 at Lily, 2 at them directly. Boom. See what they draw here. We will definitely kill your thing with an Edgar. If you incidentally drew something. Yep. Alright, so that was a good example of how we can fight through even in a bad... Oh my god, what is happening with the incidental music here? that was a good example of how using the wishboard in the situation could swing it for us. We just needed a creature producing effect, and even though we didn't draw green because I fetched very greedily, we were incidentally just able to power through it just because this was just going to pump out more and more than they could deal with, and they obviously weren't drawing anything. Yeah, so that's an example of the Wish deck. I'll have more content coming soon. Hope you enjoyed.